I told you so. Roman Reigns competing against Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this Raw was very different than what we've seen in the past. Usually we see promos, we see storylines, we see Kane talking to Seth Rollins backstage. But instead, we actually got wrestling. WWE Raw actually did a tournament for the number one contendership for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Two wrestlers would compete. Whoever won that goes to the Fatal 4-Way. And Roman Reigns won it. We're going to be going down the line right now. It wasn't a perfect Raw, but it was a Raw that was actually better than the previous Raws because they actually gave us actual wrestling. So let's go down the lineup right now. Let's find out what happened. Let's go into probably the shittier things that happened on Raw, and that was the promo at the start. The start of Raw reverts back to the old status quo. Triple H and Stephanie McCunt comes down the ring. They look like, Triple H thinks he's President Obama with his first lady, walking down the ring thinking he's the president. It's completely ridiculous. It's completely boring. Triple H looks even more balder than before. Triple H, to be honest with you, looks ridiculous with short hair. I'm sorry, I just can't get used to it. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. But anyway, that's besides the point. Stephanie and Triple H talk about Hell in a Cell. They revert back to it because we already knew what happened in Hell in a Cell, but they revert back to it. They talk for about 15 to 20 minutes. It got really boring. I had to skip some of it because I record that shit because I don't stay up for Raw. But Seth Rollins comes down. It gets worse. They're literally sucking Seth Rollins' dick in the entire promo. Seth Rollins like, I'm good. Yeah, thank you. It's just boring, you know what I mean? Anyway, Roman Reigns comes down. He puts Seth Rollins in his place. He says, I'm going to be competing for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And, Raw goes on. Now, obviously some people are pissed off at Roman Reigns getting a title shot. I'm actually not. I'm going to get some hate for this, but I actually like Roman Reigns. I understand. Now listen. I'm not one of these people that's gonna say, oh, well, fuck you don't like Roman Reigns. I'm not gonna be like one of those people, because I understand why people have problems with Roman Reigns, meaning his mic work, etc., but you can't argue he is interesting to look at in the ring, and personally, I like Roman Reigns. But like I said, I understand why some people might not like him. It's the same with the Daniel Bryan thing. I like Daniel Bryan, but I'm not gonna judge people that don't like Daniel Bryan, because, at the end of the day, in this channel, we are no part of our country. We are all equal. And, at the end of the day, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I respect those people that have the opinion that don't like Roman Reigns, and I understand why they don't. Personally, for me, I like him. I like the look, the whole, jacket and shit like that. I do like the look. Personally for me, I'd rather him win than Cena. Anyone but Cena. I like Roman Reigns personally. The Roman Empire is in full force. The question is though, will he win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? If they are smart, he will win it. If they are smart, because I'm getting sick of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, a great competitor, a great wrestler, amazing on promo ability, but what WWE's doing is they are deliberately destroying Seth Rollins. It's not Seth Rollins' fault. It's not his fault. It's WWE making this man look weak. And having him against Kane literally added up to absolutely nothing. There was no, thankfully they didn't talk about him and Kane didn't approach him or anything like that. Kane stayed away from Seth Rollins, which is a very good thing to do. But personally for me, I did not like the start of Raw. But let us continue. And by the way, we have a lot of matches to go through. Which is, cause usually I'd cover like only 4 matches and promos, but, Roman Reigns versus Kofi Kingston. I really like this match. I think Kofi Kingston and Roman Reigns worked very well. I think Kofi did a very good job. And listen, Kofi Kingston is a man who's a great competitor. I don't think he's gonna win a world title. I'll say that. He's probably either in the future going to win a United States or an Intercontinental Championship or a Tag Team Championship. He's not going to do that. But we all know what the story back in 2010 or 2009, Kofi Kingston, people actually were invested in Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston was against Randy Orton, and he got buried. You remember when Kofi Kingston threw the paint over the car, etc., etc. I was invested in Kofi, and then, boom, they stopped it. So... personally, Kofi Kingston's good, but it's good to see. Let me put it this way. The position he is in now is 10 times better than what it was maybe 3 years ago. Because if you remember 3 years ago, he was literally doing nothing. He was being a jobber. So at least he's doing something. But anyway, personally for the match, it was absolutely amazing, as I'm sure you're all aware. Roman Reigns won via pinfall. It took Reigns a frequent comeback to overcome Kingston. He avoided Trouble in Paradise and countered with a spear for the win. Really enjoyed this match. I actually liked it, but we will continue. Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. Again, another great match by these two competitors. Kevin Owens wins via pinfall after a cheap shot of a super kick. Basically, Kevin Owens was in the ropes. He was doing that. He did a cheap shot with a super kick. He spins Cesaro around and hits a pop-up powerbomb for the win. I just want to say this. Michael Cole, I am suing your ass, okay? Because I was the one that called Cesaro the Swiss Army knife, okay? I was the very first person to call him the Swiss Army knife, okay? And what does Michael Cole do? He's getting revenge on me for calling him out all these years, and he steals my catchphrases. So Michael Cole, you better stop that shit or I'm taking your ass to court, because that's a trademark that I said, okay? I was the very first person that said Cesaro is a Swiss Army knife, and everyone joked about it, but now, all of a sudden, Cole takes my shit, okay? That's ridiculous, Michael Cole. Stop copying my shit, you absolute bellend. But anyway, let us continue. Another great match by these two competitors. And then we go to the Divas. Oh dear. PCB versus Team Bella. You would think after Paige would say all these things that she would be against them already, but anyway. Long story short, Team Bella wins via pinfall. Paige ambushes Charlotte. After the match and knocked out Lynch. After the bell, she wore a smug grin as she gloated over her fallen teammates. So it does look like Paige may be in the title picture. I would love to see that. Paige is literally, apart from, people take the piss out of Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is from Ireland, and yes, I'm biased in that way. I do like Becky Lynch, everyone knows I have a thing for redheads, but, at the end of the day, Paige, I think, should be competing for the championship. It's definitely something better than the Nikki Bella-Charlotte feud. At least there is incentive for Charlotte to compete against Paige for the Divas Championship. At least there is a storyline. The problem with this Divas Revolution is that there was no storylines. It was a clusterfuck. It was a Vanny Fest. It was it was a Vanny Fest because you had all the women they were just there, and you had the teams and all. If it's a Divas Revolution, it has to be one-on-one matches. And I think Paige is definitely a great option to face Charlotte for the Divas Championship. I think if they're smart, have Paige have the win, have her as a super heel, have her not having disregard for anyone else, her not giving a damn about anyone else, and that's what they should do. But anyway, Paige is hot property right now. Everyone loves Paige in the mainstream media. She was on the Conan O'Brien show. So, anyway, we will continue. Alberto Del Rio. Hang on, I may have to get my sombrero out for this. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, every time I talk about Alberto, I am wearing this sombrero because the man is a legend. Obviously this storyline is combating the stories that have come out. A lot of you will know that I was the very first person to report on Alberto Del Rio being kicked out of WWE. This was due to racism against Mexicans. This story is almost saying, we respect the Mexican culture, we respect the Mexican people, and that's what they're doing. So, Zeb Coulter, a man that used to not like any other country, is now aligned with Alberto Del Rio. They're calling it Mexican. It's, they've got the flag, they've got the United States flag, they got the Mexican flag. It's going to be interesting about this storyline, to see how it goes. Zeb Coulter, is in like a scooter, what I call the John Laurinaitis scooter. A lot of you that know about, John Laurinaitis' heel run, when he was on the scooter, and was like, I run the match! So, a lot of you will probably remember that. But anyway, Alberto Del Rio breaks his silence. Del Rio scoffs at Neville, for being, an entitled immigrant. Neville slides from the, wheelbarrow position into a bulldog. The backstabber bounced Neville into the air. Alberto hits a double foot stomp, which I thought was banned. But, I don't know. Because a curb stomp's banned. I don't know how a double foot stomp's banned. I don't know how that makes logical sense. But anyway, we'll continue. On Neville as he hung up in the corner. So Rene also spoke to Zeb Coulter and Alberto Del Rio backstage. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, I am looking forward to Alberto Del Rio. The man is a legend, a Mexican. And ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican fans have been subscribing right now to the General Jerry channel because everyone knows that I had the Mexicans back whenever this racism shit happened in WWE. When WWE was talking crap about the Mexicans and there was racism and all, I was the one that defended the Mexicans, and I have, and by the way, I just say right now, my favorite food is Mexican food. Them tacos, and you got, the Super Max, all in there. Ladies and gentlemen, what I do is, see, whenever I'm going out, before I go for a drink, I go to the best Mexican restaurant in Belfast, and I have myself some Mexican food. So I tip my sombrero off to you, Alberto Del Rio. The man is a legend. He is a real man. Unlike some of these wrestlers that are pack of pussies, Alberto Del Rio is a real man who, if you get in his face, he will slap the living shit out of you. But anyway, guys, it's time for me to take a sombrero off. Time to take a sombrero off. I'm going to be doing this all the time when I talk about Alberto Del Rio, because a lot of you seem to like the sombrero. But anyway, let us continue to another... Well, not really a good match. It was right back in the Dudley Boys versus Rusev, Sheamus, and King Barrett. Unfortunately, the Dudley Boys are running a little bit back now. It's a sad thing, really, because the Dudley Boys, I love the Dudley Boys, but they're kind of going off the back foot now. I would have thought that they would have beat the New Day, but unfortunately, that never happened. Barrett and Sheamus and Rusev win via pinfall. Barrett rolled up Bubba Ray Dudley when he tried to grab a table in order to steal a win. The heels then retreated in a hurry. It wasn't a great match. It wasn't a great match at all. Wasn't a big fan of the match. The Eater of Worlds explains himself. Bray Wyatt, as a lot of you will know, Undertaker was beat up by the Wyatt family. And basically Bray Wyatt responds to this. Bray Wyatt told the crowd... By the way, no, this is one thing I have to say, and it really pissed me off. Is these crowds that chant, what? Listen, okay? See you people that are chanting what all the time in a WWE event? Can you just fuck off? Okay? No offense, but it takes away from the promo when someone's actually getting at something that you generally want to hear. I generally want to hear what Bray Wyatt has to say about The Undertaker, but every 2 seconds, these mongoloids, these morons in the crowd are chanting, what? This isn't 2001. This isn't the 1990s. This isn't 2001. This isn't where you chant what every 2 seconds. It's such an annoying chat. I am sick of it. And Bray Wyatt is trying to get his point across. I generally wanted to hear what Bray Wyatt's explanation was, but instead I had fat virgins chanting, wah, every 2 seconds. It's annoying to me. Can you mongoloids shut the hell up, go to bed, I don't know, go away, because you idiots are ruining a promo, okay? And regardless of whether you like Bray Wyatt or not, these idiots that are chanting what every 2 seconds is completely annoying. It is not funny. Nobody's laughing, okay? You even got kids saying it now. You're affecting the minds of children now with a stupid chant, okay? The what chant is annoying. It's not good, okay? It's not funny anymore. So just stop it. I don't know. Go watch a Nicki Minaj music video that most of yous do. Stop chatting what every 2 seconds. And I had to get that out there because it was so annoying. Every time I hear this, it's the what. And I might actually make a video on it one day about these what chants because these mongoloids in the crowd keep chanting it all the time. These bell ends, these absolute horse dumps. They always say this and it's annoying to me. Anyway, Bray Wyatt told the crowd that he would not go after Roman Reigns until he was revitalized. He would be feeding on the Undertaker's soul, which I like. I like this concept. Again, is WWE listening to me? Is WWE watching my videos? Because everyone said that I believe that if Bray Wyatt's story is to be legitimate, if he is supposed to be scary, you have to make the mythical story point across. You have to make sure that Bray Wyatt is a mythical being who is a spirit, the Undertaker is a mythical spirit, and Kane is in that same category. And they are playing to that. They are playing to that. I'm glad. What I personally would do is have the Undertaker address that he is fully aware of Bray Wyatt. Have Bray Wyatt as an immortal man, okay? A man that has been alive for centuries, okay? Just like the Undertaker's soul, Bray Wyatt's soul, and Kane's soul, and have them all together like they're mystical beings. Have Kane as like a soul of fire, Undertaker is for dead, and Bray Wyatt is for anarchy. That's what they should do. And thankfully they're going to that. He didn't imply it, which I think's a good thing. It's almost like a Joker type thing where the Joker will say, well, these are my origins. Half of it is a lie, half of it is true. So, that's what I think. I think it's good that they're doing this. I think it's very good. Keep playing up the mythical thing. Yes, we live in an era where everyone's gonna go, it's fake, he's not a mythical being. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is to build a storyline. So anyway, let us continue. Kane stormed out in response, but then all of a sudden it went, that's my attempt at the Bray Wyatt interruption thing. But anyway, the Wyatt family emerged. They beat the hell out of Kane. Then the Wyatt clan grabbed him and dragged him down there. What I would personally like to see is to have the Wyatt family corrupt Undertaker and Kane. Make them like a version, like almost like a psychotic version of Bray Wyatt. Or have the Undertaker maybe as an American badass, have Kane back to what he used to be. Try and do something like that. Listen, this storyline is a perfect example of something that they can play around. They can play around with different things. WWE, we've all been known, Vince McMahon is now a pussy. He won't take risks. I think in this storyline, go crazy. Go crazy with it. That's what I personally think. But anyway. Absolutely an amazing promo by Bray Wyatt. I thoroughly enjoyed his promo. However, the crowd chant what are complete fucking morons and stop it. Big E versus Dolph Ziggler. It was a decent match. Big E versus Dolph Ziggler. This is a spot for the Field 4-Way. So yeah, Ziggler wins via pinfall. Kofi Kingston's playing cheerleader. Big E is stalking Predator. He showboated too much though, leaving him open for a super kick and a babyface comeback. Ziggler wins via pinfall. Pretty decent match. It was pretty good. This is your Fatal 4-Way for your number one contendership for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns wins on... The contest turned more chaotic as it went on, with everyone landing their best moves. Reigns emerged the winner. He and Rollins then stared each other down as the crowd roared for both of them. Absolutely amazing match, fantastic. Here's some of your memorable moments from the main event. Del Rio leaps from a cross guard rail to club Ziggler. Reigns hits a sliding drop kick into Del Rio atop of the announcer's table. Del Rio tries to steal a pin after Reigns hits Ziggler with a Superman punch. Owen hits a cannonball, and Regins hits a dive by on Del Rio at the same time. Regins counters a pop-up powerbomb with the Superman punch. This was great energy, great match. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and you know, at the end of the day, if Regins keeps that intensity, maybe he might win the crowd back. Personally, for me, he could probably turn heel, just like with The Rock. Everyone booed The Rock before, everyone hated The Rock, then he turned heel, then people started chanting for him. We don't want Roman Reigns to be another John Cena, where half the crowd is cheering him and half are not. It mixes emotions in the match. We don't want to see that. And I think Roman is definitely on the right track. I think he did an amazing job. The only question is he going to keep that same intensity towards the match? But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments below. Very long video, I know, but I needed to get my point across. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel. Signing out.